Shalom.
Shalom. Knocking on the hot everybody. Everybody coming to the weekend to look out through the spirit and power of our truck, our shop. Preaching to God, Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, Western invitation, everybody doing this. Right. Nam, Hayah, Mahabba, Mind, Quran, prepare for the kingdom of heaven at hand. First and foremost, before we get started, we're going to say, Allah,
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Kakadash.
And y'all are the elders and apostles of great us on that torches truth and do well. Much respect to you, bros, that they're pushing the truth with our righteousness and sincerity.
Shalom.
Alright, so essentially, we're going to get into Isaiah 62nd chapter. We'll start with the first verse.
This is Isaiah 62:1.
Yep.
For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as the lamp that burneth.
Well, essentially, what we see the Lord bringing is that judgment. The Lord is bringing, he's judging the nations. All right, and then after that is going to be the salvation of the elect. All right, so that's why I said, can you run it back again, Papa Sean?
Isaiah 62:1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth.
But ultimately, that's going into the salvation of the elect chariots.
Right.
Go ahead and get Psalms 119 and 126.
126, this is the book of Psalm 119. In 126, he says, it is time for thee, Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, to work, for they have made void thy law.
To nullify, essentially, the law isn't being upheld in America.
Right.
See, two-thirds is not upholding the law, and he we saw either.
Yep.
See, he's the one that's in leadership right now. Pursuant to Job 9:24.
Yeah. The earth needs healing, man. We're in the time of righteousness. Can I get one precept? Isaiah 26:9-20. Right? You know, as we've been talking about, rebellion cannot continue on in the society. Right? Isaiah 26:9. 26.
This is Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 9. It says, with my soul have I desired thee in the night.
Yep.
Yet with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness.
That's the thing, and that's what the earth needs right there, man. It says, when thy judgments are in the earth, the world will learn righteousness. This is why, as I said, the state that the planet Earth is going in, it needs to be healed, man. And this is why, you know, the earth is yearning for what? Order. Yahweh Shem Yahushai to come back, the house of David, the tabernacle of David to be put back in the rightful position. See what I'm saying? So right now, as the brother was bringing out, it's definitely time for Yahweh Shem Yahushai to work, man.
Right.
We're out here in the midst of this folly, all right? Everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving, right? Yep. That's the spirit on everybody right now. Not knowing, look, World War III's popping off, the internet, all types of shit is going on, right? See what I'm saying? So the Lord's about to really work right now, man. You got it, brother. Yeah.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 4.
Yep.
Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked doeth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Mm-hmm. And that's the correction that the earth. Hey, read it one more time.
Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth.
Yeah, the law of such commandments, man. Because if the world was under the real system, if you will, or the law of such commandments, you wouldn't see none of the things you see today.
Now life will be flourishing under the earth. Like Elder Yashwama did a lesson sometime this week talking about how life is pretty much, I forgot how he worded it, in so many words, he said that life is not flourishing under Esau, man.
Can't.
It can't, because this nigga is going contrary to everything the Lord said to do.
Yep.
And when you go outside the Lord's ways, it brings forth death, man.
Yep. Yep.
Isaiah 62:1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth.
Yeah, this word is going out. The word is going out. As the Lord told us in Isaiah 55 that his word was going to accomplish that he pleased, you know, it's doing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is doing work.
If I can add to that, that's why I tell you to think of Acts. I said, we're turning the world upside down, man.
Yeah.
Because of this word, man.
Acts 17.
Yeah, everybody's tripping out
Yep.
because of what the Israelites were saying, man. You know, the people are having to go and make sure, are we telling the truth? You know, we're waking our people up. All right, we're pretty much letting these heathen know that they're about to go down. Everybody's in disarray because the truth is coming out, man.
Oh yeah. Let's bring that out real quick. It's, Acts 17 and verse. I'll start at verse 5. Acts 17 and 5. It says, "But the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took certain of them lewd fellows of the baser sort," so grimy, you know, slime ball niggas, basically, right? It says, "and gathered a company and set all the city on an uproar and assaulted the house of Jason and sought to bring them out to the people," right?
You go into Jason. Jason was damn cool, man. All right, this nigga would help, you know, help Jake, you know, become even more Hellenized, man. Like, for example, you see the custom that Jake has with wearing hats. That started with Jason, man. You know?
Right.
And so, you know, just giving that example of these are the type of grimy niggas that, you know, the heathen took, mainly Esau took, to help corrupt our people, man.
How could the scriptures say back in that time, you know, and even these times right now, that wicked men went out of Israel and made the covenants with the heathen?
Exactly.
To be comfortable with, because that's the ones that really good.
Yeah, they get money, like we see now. $150 man,
Yeah.
a 50 million man, so like,
Million.
you know, we think he eat.
Crazy. Acts 17 and 6, and the Lord said he was going to punish all of them that were settled on the least.
Exactly.
Acts 17 and 6, it says, "When they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, These that have turned the world upside down are come hither also." So they're in the city too, causing uproars, you know, tumults and whatnot because of the word, man. You know?
Prophets, man, they fucking our money up, man.
Come on, man.
You know?
Yup. Churches, you know, the great exodus out the church.
Yep.
People leaving these religions alone. All right, the lies of Esau, you know, strongholds cast down, so on and so forth. Finishing it out, verse 7, it says, "Whom Jason have received, and these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying there is another king, one Yahushua."
Yeah, that's what we're telling the people now. Esau is not no damn God. You shouldn't be fearing this nigga. All right, because Yahushua is coming back to establish rulership on the earth.
Right.
And under his rulership, life is finally going to be put back in the way they were supposed to be.
Right. Verse 8, it says, "They troubled the people and the rulers of the city when they heard these things."
Yeah, that's people's minds up. But that, now it's popping the bubble that the people have put themselves
Yeah.
in, man.
That's
All right?
nonsense in reality.
Exactly.
Yeah. People grew accustomed to the rudiments of the world.
Yeah.
So when you hear that, you know, the Lord ain't gonna love everybody, you know what I'm saying? He's only coming to save a remnant, you know, different things of that nature. That's offensive,
Yeah.
you know? How he's gonna destroy all that, you know?
You see how people bugging out, like we got the constant demon we gotta deal with down here, man. That
Yep.
nigga Sam, like, you know, he's an example of what we're reading about, man.
Yep.
Because see, he's for the construct of this world, man.
Yep.
And so, hey, Esau will use niggas like that, all right, to come against us to stop his word from going out, but it's not working.
Right.
All right, so going back, Isaiah 62 and 2. "And the Gentiles shall seek thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory. And thou shalt be called by a new name."
Well, ultimately, that's going into the kingdom, you see, because all the nations are going to follow after our ways in the kingdom.
It says, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name.
Which it says that a new name, which is Sham Chadash, all right, and when you go into the word Chadash, it means to be restored or to be repaired. Because for so long, we pursuant to the curses, so we've been called Black, Latino, Native American, so-called, you know. So essentially, we don't get that preeminence, that superiority that we once had. We're going to be called Yasha'Allah, all right? He Prince Power.
Yeah. He's gonna restore our bodies and he's gonna restore order, you know, amongst the elect, you know, the government that's being set up. You know, go ahead.
So look at 1 John chapter 3 and verse 1. "Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of power. Therefore,"
Ultimately going back into that name, through the sacrifice of Mashiach, we're being brought back to the Lord.
It didn't look good for first.
Blessing, right? And in the blessing, we're going to be called Yasha'Allah again, the Son of God.
"Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is."
Right, so we're ultimately going to be restored. You know, when he go to Isaiah, the first chapter, it talks about how they got comfortable in that lower state, you know, licking the wounds, et cetera, roughly paraphrasing, you see. So we're ultimately going to be put back on top, you know, being prepared for nature. We get that Ezekiel 17.
And that's the glory that's coming. That's the glory that's soon to follow.
Hey, that's that hope that we got to look forward to, man. You know, like the video that Apostle Gavar did, that bug out dude pretty much talking about like there's no hope. You know, he has no hope in life, you know, all's lost and whatnot. That's the hope that we cling to, man. You know, because at the end of the day, we know that it's great glory that's coming to those that endure to the end, man. You know?
Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 21. And all his fugitives, all his bands shall fall by the sword, and they that remain shall be scattered toward all winds. Ezekiel 17 and 22. Thus saith the Lord power, I will also take of the highest branch of the high cedar, and will set it, I will crop off from the top of his young twigs a tender one, and will plant it upon the high mountain and eminence.
And it said to plant, you know, to pretty much be immovable. You know, because if you're rooted and you're firm, you know, that's pretty much your position. You know, that's why the scriptures say the Lord will restore the cedars of Lebanon. You know, giving us back our natural place.
Yep. Can I get a quick precept? Get to Isaiah 2 about that great mountain. You know, the Lord's going to set back order. He's going to establish the government.
I got it.
Isaiah chapter 2 and Isaiah 2 and 1.
Yep.
The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Right. The Lord said, he said that he was going to, just reading that part in Ezekiel 17 and 22, it says, it will plant it upon a high mountain and eminent. Right? So that's the government being set up. You know, the order being put back in the earth. So like, read it again, now.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Mountains represent what? Major governments. So the mountain of the Lord's house is going to be established on the top of the mountains, ruling over the nations, right? Go ahead.
And shall be exalted above the hills.
Yep.
And all nations shall flow into it.
All nations going to flow into it, man. Because they're going to have to learn of the ways, law, statutes, commandments. That's the image that's going to be set back up in the earth.
Right.
The righteous ways of Yahweh Ba'ashim Awashai. You know? The tree of life, basically, right?
And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob.
Yep.
And he will teach us of his ways.
Right, and this clearly ain't happening right now. they dodging bombs, right? They come up with a narrative, you know?
Hey, I was in the gym earlier today, and what's that actress name? Like Susan Sarandon, I think that's her name. Sarandon. They had her last name was, I think, Sarandon, so I'm thinking that's her.
Right.
Pretty much she was saying, she's like, the small hats are now starting to feel like how it feels to be Muslim. You know, all the years, how they were pretty much persecuting Ismail.
Yeah.
You know, so they said small hats starting to feel like that now.
Yeah.
Anti-Semitism is rising.
Yeah.
You know?
They said 388%.
Damn.
Where you get that number?
Spotlight.
That shit crazy. Go ahead.
It says that he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths.
Yep.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
Yes, see? Out of Zion shall go forth the law, as we read earlier in Isaiah 26 and 9. When that laws and judgments are in the earth.
Hey guys,
the
where's
world
3rd Street at? 3rd
See
Street.
what I'm saying?
3rd Street.
Go ahead.
You're teaching the Bible
And the
right
word
now.
of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Yeah, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So that's that'll be the headquarters. That's where it's going out at, right? The government seat, if you will, right?
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people.
That's right.
And they shall beat their swords with the plowshares, and their spears in the pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Right, so basically when the true Israelites were in power, nations wouldn't learn war anymore. So somebody lying in the story that's going on right now. Who are those guys over there? Right?
Where's peace at? It said when the nation of Israel is in the land, there will be peace on earth.
Right.
All I see is on the news, they get bombed to death.
Yep.
You know, people get persecuted. The scripture just says, nations are going to be flowing unto us.
Yep.
So that's not meaning that, hey, chosen people gonna be getting, getting flagged like how you see these damn small hats getting. It was a news report that said that it was a small hat that got murked at a Palestinian protest, man.
Right.
Like I said, somebody lying.
Could I add to that point? Because we're talking about the established government, right? We understand that according to prophecy, that Yahweh Shai would have to come to establish said government, right? If I could grab that right quick. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. Speaking of Yahweh Shai. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Okay? So the government can't be established without Yahweh Shai's return. And as we know, pursuing the prophecy, there will be a series of events that would take place before he would return. And we're living in those times. So that established government that's going to enforce the law, statutes, and commandments upon the earth and bring about peace is going to come through Yahweh Shai's return first and foremost. I'm going to finish out this verse. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor.
So those people over there can't be the people of the Lord then.
Exactly. They don't fit the book. We're all subjected to the will of prophecy.
Yeah, exactly. Whether you believe it or not, right? Elder Yashua said that today. You think the Bible is fake, that you're not a slave, but at the end of the day, you're still a slave, regardless if you believe it or not. Go ahead, Doc.
And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Okay? So as the brother priest Amawan had just said, you turn on that news channel, you don't see anything but wars, evil, and pestilence, which was spoken of to come before Yahweh Shai's return. Yahweh Shai is going to bring about that peace when he puts those many crowns upon his head pursuant to the book of Revelation. Okay? He's going to be the one that enforces the law, statutes, and commandments and establishes order on the planet Earth, man.
To add to what you just said, it's proof that Apostle Tahar posted it earlier. Said breaking news, Algeria declares war on Israel. That's the second country that I remember off the top of my head that declared war. You had Hezbollah, and they declared war on Israel. Now you got Algeria.
Hey, what the precept in Obadiah, thou art greatly despised.
Right.
That's coming to pass.
Back in Isaiah 52:3, it says, thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power.
But essentially that can be tied to the precepts we brought out, Ezekiel 17, 22 to 23.
Thou shalt no more be turned forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be turned desolate.
I believe it's a couple of precepts that go into that. The other nations feel like this, Israel is not sought after. I think it's a scripture that says, Zion whom no man seeketh after. Which essentially goes into the whole nation.
Yeah. The Lord cast us off a little bit. Like you read in Hosea 1:9, the Lord said he shall call us Omai.
Not a people.
You are not my people, man. So right now, all right, that identity of who the chosen people are is up in the air. But we know through the spirit and through the prophecies that that's us. And the Lord is reclaiming us back, man. It says, but thou shalt be called Hezbollah, and thy land Beulah, for the Lord delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married.
Essentially that means that we're going to be married unto the Lord. We're going to be married to that land. We're not going to walk in it. Jeremiah 17 and Isaiah 52 and 1.
Jeremiah 30 and verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds.
Right, and the scripture said that the Lord would heal the backsliding of the nation. He's going to forgive the nation, the elect, their sins first and foremost, and then 2/3 of the kingdom. Well, ultimately, we're going to be restored. We're going to be repaired as a nation. We're going to have abundance. We're going to prosper. We're going to have true peace because on this side, we don't have true peace.
Right.
We play the hard as a people, man. The Lord cast us off, man.
It says, because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after.
That was that was the point, because that's how the other nations feel, You even had two-thirds that say, hey, they feel like they're not doing people. Yeah, but because of the predicament of their age.
Yeah, why would God let this happen?
Yeah, you read Malachi 1:1. That's why you're on one. That's exactly what the brother you want to say, man. That's how Jake feels. Y'all say that thou loved us, but how do you love us when you got us in this position, so to say? You know?
Why he put us in slavery,
right?
Why he allowed our families to be broken apart. Jake get all tied up in that, not understanding because we went on.
Yeah, I always use that reference when you watch Mystery Society. Right. That character, hold on, he said that. He was like, well, God loves us. And why he got us down here like that? You know? And here's why. This is Jeremiah 3:1. Yep. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she goes from him and become another man, shall he return to her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But God has placed a harlot between brothers, yet return again to me, says the Lord. That's essentially the Israel story, man. And we were married to the house by sitting on the south. So when you go and Exodus, when Moses came down, and he walked that commandments in the tablet, and put that blood on that, man, that made us to the Lord. That covenant was made with us, man. And because we kept going off and looking after the other nations, seeing their gods, man, we became a harlot in the Most High's eyes, and he put us away. But we're at a time now when the Lord is calling us back, though, man. You know? And we are the Lord's women.
Jeremiah 16, verse 10, when you tell the people all these things, they will ask, why has the Lord decreed such terrible things against us? What have we done to deserve such treatment? What is our sin against the Lord our power? Then you will give them the Lord's reply. It is because your ancestors were unfaithful to me. They worshipped other gods and served them. They abandoned me and did not obey my word.
And he didn't know this, man. When you read Judah chapter 5, verse 17 on down to about 21, all right, the heathen know that in order for us to be in this position that we're in now, being downtrodden, hey, they had to get us when we were in sin. Because they knew when we were one with Yahweh Shai, keeping the laws and everything, Drew was untouchable. So they had to get us when we was vulnerable because we sinned, and they have ever since kept us in this lower state. And that's why they can sit up here and say, yeah, you are a people forsaken. Because you look at Jacob. Jacob is in all manners of idolatry. All right, Jacob is homosexual. Yep. All right, you see Jake is about to go all out tomorrow for this Thanksgiving holiday. And then right after this day go by, they will get ready for Christmas, yep, New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day on down the line, man.
They don't stop.
Jake, stay with them legs open, man.
Sure, it's spirit.
Verse 11, Jeremiah 16:11, NLT. Then you will give them the Lord's reply. It is because your ancestors were unfaithful to me. They worshipped other gods and served them. They abandoned me and did not obey my word. And you are even worse than your ancestors.
Yeah, Jake, this is the word Jake has ever been all throughout history. When you read Genesis chapter 10, all right, where it said the Lord repented that he made man right before he flooded this bit, all right, we're worse than back then, because they are people, hey, they exude wickedness, man. They relish in it, man. Because wickedness is rewarded here, man. And Jake wants the validation from the heathen, specifically Esau, man.
Scriptures say that they have surpassed the deeds of the wicked.
Exactly.
Talking about Genesis 6 chapter.
It's like Genesis 6.
Could you run that Isaiah 62 and verse 4? What was that? We have verse 5. Yeah, verse 4. And then we can get that
Isaiah 52.
Isaiah 62 and 4. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate.
Yeah, that's pretty much the point. That the land isn't going to be desolate anymore. Because right now, it's being inhabited by heathen. Could we get that Isaiah 52?
Yes, sir. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
Which represents the truth, the scriptures.
Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
And this is the same thing. It says, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate. You see, because ultimately we're not going to go off, we're going to be abiding in that land.
Verse 2. Shake thyself from the dust. Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion.
And what ultimately takes us away from that captive state is our repentance, coming back to the scripture.
I did a video a couple weeks ago going into how repentance is our greatest power. Because us repenting, it takes the power that the heathen, specifically Esau, has put over us, man. All right, and that's the main reason why they're upset. This is why they send out all these agents and everything to pretty much mess with us and stop the building, because they want us to go back into sin. That way they can have power back over it.
Let me see. So,
First Kings 4:21. Okay. All right, this is first. Okay, Salaki.
You got it?
no, not you. You go. So,
First Kings 4:21. It says, and Solomon reigned over all the kingdoms from the river unto the land of the Philistines.
Which that river is talking about, the river Euphrates. It says to the land of the Philistines.
Yep.
That cuts off on the border of Egypt. So when you look at it, that's what they call it, the so-called fertile crescent. That's the best land that you can have.
That ran abundance of resources, man.
Right.
That's ultimately why you see those small hats over there trying to, clear out Gaza, because they want their whole area to themselves, man.
And the reason why that's important, it said that our land should be no more desolate, because we can get this back. Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 2.
It's going to be like the Garden of Eden.
restoration.
Paradise.
Second Ezra chapter 8, and verse 52. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteous is made ready.
Plenteousness is made ready. You see, we're going to have an abundance of resources in that particular region. You see, the whole earth is going to be restored, you see, but that area is the best part of the earth.
Yeah, the tree of life. And that's what's going to pretty much bring everything back to the right state, man. Because we're going to have the wisdom, all right, embedded in us to be able to govern the earth correctly.
Order, all such commandments, righteousness, and Yahweh
But we ended up on that same road.
The earth is going to benefit from the judgments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua being in the earth, man.
Exactly.
No more of these damn these heathen pretty much taking out their the animals that pretty much do their duties in the earth. All right, no more deforestation, no more fracking, taking the oil out the earth. All these different things are going to be done away with.
Trash in the ocean.
Right.
Space chemtrails in the air, people breathing this shit in.
Yeah, cigarette smoke.
With aluminum and toxins in the tap water. Fruit.
You got a question?
Yeah, I'm curious. I have a question. I don't want to interrupt you guys though. Because you guys are Black Israelites, right?
No, we're Hebrew Israelites.
Okay, excuse me. So I was curious then, just really quick, where do you guys then fall in on the current dynamic between Palestine
We have no
and
side.
No side at all?
Yeah, we're
All
for the
right.
Bible.
I respect
we're
it.
not dealing
I was
with
just
any
curious about that, considering you guys were the Hebrew Israelites. I
We're
wasn't
the
sure.
true Israelites.
So OG, basically, the original one.
The only ones.
I feel you, man.
Only one, no carbon copy.
Right.
Word, I
We
get
have
you,
no
man.
dealings with any of them sides.
Hell yeah. All right.
Strictly the Bible.
Sounds like a plan. All right, cool. That's all I want to know. I appreciate you guys. You have a good night.
Second Ezra chapter 8, and verse 52.
We've seen it already.
For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, yea, perfect goodness and wisdom.
Say something. That's the time we in right now, man. Plenteousness is made ready. The kingdom is prepared. You see what I'm saying? Because, hey, first and foremost, the kingdom of heaven starts with the Lord's men. Luke 17. Right? And it goes what? To what? By having the knowledge. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? But anyway, it's like, go ahead.
So it said in Revelation 21 that the Lord's tabernacle is with men.
That's it, man.
But not just any men, all right, the Lord elect men.
Every time.
You know?
Every time. Read that again. That's a lot. I know we keep reading it.
Second Ezra chapter 8, and verse 52.
Yep.
For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared.
That's right.
Plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, and rest is allowed.
Man, rest. Go ahead.
Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom.
Man, you're talking about perfection. All right? The earth being as the Garden of Eden. All right? Order on the earth. Righteousness. No more sin. Second Ezra is what? 6:28. You ain't got to get it. Faith would be, basically faith would abound, flourishing, being put out, man. Rebellion cannot go on forever. We say this all the time. We can't continue to live like this, man.
Right. It's a farce.
Yahushua himself said it. He's like, yo, if days weren't short for the elect's sake, there would be no flesh to be saved, man. Life is suffering under Esau and Edom's rule, man. which is why we're so fervent with pushing out how this kingdom is wicked, man. And how we need a savior, which we have a savior, which is Yahweh Shah, that's going to come back and make things right, man.
So Psalm chapter 72 and verse 1. Give the king thy judgments, O power, and thy righteousness unto the king's son. He shall judge thy people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment. The mountains shall bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness. We're going into that establishment of order, man. Right? The government of Israel is going to bring peace to the earth. It says, he shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. And that's what we're watching take place right now. This Edomite hegemony start to be destroyed.
So like all the students have been in training for
a year.
See, but that was made to filter that particular part of that water. You know,
Oysters, lobsters, oysters.
And in turn, in doing that, you know, if it rains, you know, it's coming back, and you know, the acid, it turns to like acid rain. You know, so he's doing this on like all across the board. You know, so he has the earth completely out of order, out of whack. You know?
Psalm 72 and verse 4. You shall judge the poor of the people, you shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. They shall fear thee as long as the sun and moon endure, throughout all generations. He shall come down like rain upon the mown grass, as showers that water the earth. In his days shall the righteous flourish, and abundance of peace so long as the moon endures. It's going into that plenteousness again, man. Right? It's going to be an abundance of peace. It's going to be an abundance of life, man. Right? The world is finally going to be able to flourish in the way that it was designed to.
Right. What? Did you want Isaiah 52?
No.
Okay.
This is Isaiah 62 and finish out 4 again. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate. Thou shalt be called Hezbollah, and thy land Beulah. For the Lord delighted in thee, and thy land shall be married. For as a young man married a virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee. And as the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so shall thy power rejoice over thee.
Because we're going to ultimately be able to serve the Lord how it's supposed to be. You know, like here on this side, you know, rehearsing the righteous acts, you know, we can't fully do it because, like, you take, like, soccer, you know, we don't know if it's a unbelievable flesh, so we're rehearsing the righteous acts, you know.
Yeah, every day is a fight to serve the Lord, man, because your flesh is constantly striving with your spirit to go up, man. You gotta keep your body under subjection, which in the kingdom, like you said, we're gonna be able to serve the Lord the way He created us to.
And just to add to your point about the defilement of our vessels, like you had made mention of, the heathen, they're well aware of this. So they put it and orchestrated an entire society that would defile your vessel as best as possible through the entertainment, the music, the food, the air you breathe, all of these various tactics.
Yeah, they subconsciously program you to go off, man. Like, you can't watch a fucking food commercial without some pork being advertised, man. And then these devils went so far with it, so they put pork in everything.
Right.
You know?
You eating fucking marshmallows, you eating pork.
Bro, you brush your teeth. The toothbrush got pork in it, man. Your hairbrushes.
Crazy.
It's wicked. Verse 6.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold thy peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Yeah. And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Yeah, I wanted to tie into the marriage. Salaki, I should have brought this out first. Revelation 19 and 7, it says, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is coming, right? That marriage going in basically into that new covenant. Us being perfected, being joined back to Yahweh Shai, receiving salvation, right? That's all tied into the marriage, the wedding, you know? It says, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready. And that's what's going on right now through the spirit of power Yahweh Shai. We're trimming our lamps, repenting, examining ourselves, you know, preparing for the day of the Lord. To be found without fault, without blemish, man. You know? Remember the Revelation 14 told us that the saints, they stood blameless before the throne. No guile, without spot. That's a big deal, man. Right? And this is what we should be doing in the midst of this grace period right now. All right?
like we brought out earlier when it said, awake, Jerusalem, put on thy beautiful garments, man. This truth is what's purifying us and taking all those defilements out of us.
Yeah.
So you gotta, like you said, you gotta walk in the spirit so that you don't fulfill the lust of the flesh, man.
Yeah. Reading on, it says, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb has come, and his wife have made herself ready. It says, verse 8, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, which is basically going back to his knowledge. All right? It says, the fine linen in white, for the fine linen is righteousness of the saints, also tied into the victory. Right? Those that overcome shall be clothed in white, Yahweh Shai said, man.
Yeah.
Right? It says, verse 9, it says, and he said unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. It said, blessed are they which are called to the marriage supper, man. So not only do you have to be called, you got to be called to the marriage supper, man. You know?
Many are called, but few are chosen.
You got to be invited, man.
Make that VIP.
You got to be on the list.
Right.
Man, that's crazy.
They try to come from the front.
Right.
These bouncers, I like to shoot.
Right. The angel right there bouncing, you know?
It's all white part. You got black.
Right.
Here, bro.
That's funny.
And accepting that calling, like brothers are saying, is by the grace of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. I have something for you right quick, Zaquan. Revelation chapter 3, verse 17. Now we know this is Yahweh Shai that's speaking. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah. And these celebrities too, right? These celebrities got the whole world and they through.
Right.
Right?
Look at Diddy.
Diddy on
This
Diddy's
nigga
through
losing.
right now. Yeah.
He's losing, bro. Hey, don't be surprised. He lose that Revolt Network, man. You know, he just lost, I think he said 100 mil.
Yeah.
He signed that off the cash. And he just lost, I think Sean John, they said Mason's not going to carry his brand no more. He the next one.
Stars of heaven fall. Not to go on a tangent, but a lot of these big name celebrities, they got to get side gigs now. And the thing is, and that's been coming out, and here it is, because of inflation, you know, they don't really want to put the money up in no mega mansions no more. So they got to get rid of them big $10 million, $12 million houses. A lot of shit going on. But that's come on, man.
I seen this nigga Game. He was advertising like some little video game on Instagram, talking about some, yo, y'all should go ahead, download the app, yo, use the referral game.
Hey, you got a lot of niggas promoting the prize pick shit.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard times.
Hey.
Right.
We got lots of
God. This is what Yahweh Shai goes on to say in verse 18, the point. Right? He said, I counsel thee. Now when you go into that word counsel, right, it goes into advise.
Right.
The Lord is advising you to take heed to the words that he's saying based upon the verse that was just read. You don't understand your predicament isn't for your betterment in Babylon, man, if you don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But the Lord is advising you to go down this route. He says, to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. Speaking of the truth. And white.
The scriptures say that wisdom is better than rubies.
Right.
Wisdom is far above rubies, man.
Right.
This is the greatest riches that you can have, man.
Right.
Try it now.
Mm-hmm. Account, that's right. We are being tried right now. Because pursuant to Zechariah 13 and 9, right, that third is going to be brought through the fire.
And how are we being tried? The Lord he gave us the wisdom. Now he's seeing what we're doing with it.
Right.
And you're seeing how a lot of these jakes, they're squandering the wisdom, their oil, man. You know? So like the parable of the wise virgins. And these jakes are going to run out of that oil and then come try to seek it from us.
Right. And white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. Okay? Speaking of that holy covering. All right, having your sins blotted out. Because you're going to be what? Found with the proper attire. All right, to be afforded the opportunity to make it into that wedding feast.
Yeah, the word is the covering, man. Right. You got to have on the right apparel. You can't be in the feast with the strange garment on.
Right.
Right? That servant got tossed out. You know, so you got to come with the correct knowledge, man. Come on, man.
Lastly, it says, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Okay? Having that spiritual foresight. Understanding the things that are happening, the things that are playing out in real time, and what's going to come at the end. You know, that's that eyesight, man. That this world obviously doesn't have because, again, as we see the fashion of this world is carrying on in folly, right? But just wanted to add to that point because the Quran had made mention of that white raiment.
Isaiah 62 and verse 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
Which represents the prophets. All right, you go into the word watchman, it's Shamaryam, all right? And essentially, Shamaryam goes to save a life, right? Because the advice, like the brother got, the Lord's advice is ultimately saving us out of the different dangers and perils are on the earth right now.
It says, we shall never hold their peace day nor night. He that makes mention of the Lord, keep not silent.
That's why these videos are going out. That's why brothers are pushing work, day in, day out. All right, that's overdrive. Brothers hold midweek camp on Saturday. All right, edification going out daily.
And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. The Lord hath sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength.
Can we get Zephaniah 3 and 19?
Yep.
We run back that part. Verse 7.
You wanted Zephaniah first?
Time, yeah.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 19. It reads, Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted.
Hey, that's the healing right there. Mm-hmm. Right? As we talked about. The Lord is going to undo all that afflict us, man. He's going to take the curses from us, man. He's going to remove that burden.
Right. And gather her that was driven out.
Because the whole nation was driven out of the Holy Land. Both northern and southern kingdom will be put back together pursuant to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, that stick.
Right. And you may have Jake that's listening, and well, you got people that went over to the Holy Land now. But you have to understand that verse 19, it says, at that time I will.
Yeah.
This is all of the Lord's will.
Pretty sure.
Exactly.
That's why the Lord went straight under the Amalekites to kick him out.
Exactly. Now they over here fighting for sovereignty.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe some Jakes got hit out there in the bombers. That's out there. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I heard that. Like some of them Jakes that were scattered out there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they're in a dangerous area.
And at the end of the day, when you join, or when you go over there, they force you to join their military anyway. So
These 2 years.
hey, y'all should never went over there in the first place, man.
Jump the gun. Verse 19 in the latter, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Can we get that? Verse 7.
Isaiah 62 and 7. It says, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
God, so essentially this word is going to go out until the kingdom, ultimately until we're saved out of America, Babylon the Great.
And I want to say this, not to cut you off, but them small hats in 48ers, they ain't getting no praise of fame right now.
They hate it.
They hate it.
They hate it more than ever.
They get smeared, they got chants on them. You know, greatly despised as we talking about.
That's everywhere, not just in the land. That's talking about everywhere. Over in South Africa, they talking about kill the boar. The boar goes back to the small hat that migrated over there during the gold rush in South Africa. You know, the small hats over here. Everybody's mad at these niggas, man. It says in verse 8, the Lord has sworn by his right hand and by his arm of his strength, surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thy enemies, and the sons of the stranger shall not drink thy wine.
Right, we're going to enjoy our substance, man.
Can we get Deuteronomy 28, 18, and Psalms 92 and 12 to verse 14?
Because just like now, back in the days, Jake labored. He didn't reap none of those benefits. Just like now, you a debt slave, you labor for these major companies, you ain't reaping the benefits.
No, even when you sell out, all these jakes that's rich living their dreams, you still giving back to Esau. You ain't able to enjoy that fame and that riches like you want to.
Kanye is a clear-cut example. Here it is. He amounted billions of dollars. He made one statement about them small hats, lost billions.
No doubt now, man.
Can we get that?
So Deuteronomy 28, and I'll start at 16. It's cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
That's why you got the city. You know, when you look at what do you call it, inner city. When you could you
I got a dictionary.
Yeah, the inner city. You know, because when you look at that, you know, pretty much it's plagued with economic woes, social woes. But we'll get it.
Yeah,
Violence.
that's also not conducive to life, man, because you're supposed to actually be out in the country. Where that country life is actually beneficial for you, man, because you have everything you need out there, man.
The definition of inner city from the Free Dictionary, it says, a central and usually older part of a city, densely populated, often deteriorating, and inhabited mainly by the poor.
Right, so you got the hood, you got the ghetto. And when you Google ghetto, that goes to the place where the Jews reside. And you go to barrios, which is in Spanish, that's what Northern Kingdom is. You know?
Yeah. Lord put us in that corner, man. That's what we talk about, man. At the bottom, the bottom of the bottom.
Yep.
Right, but the small hats will take that definition and try to apply it to themselves. They say they live in the ghetto. No, you have your own city. You have your whole dominion amongst the city, to where you have your own structure. You have your own schools. Your own. If you work for each other, your families are raised up. You have your own community. You don't deal outside of the with other nations until you need money from them, man. Right. You know, everybody eventually gives their money to them, man.
Good precept, Deuteronomy 32 and 26. I said I would scatter them into corners, right? And that's the lower state that we've been put in, due to the curses being at the bottom. All right, like the brother said, the inner cities, the hoods, the slums, right, where the environment is nothing but violence and fucking, you know, decay, you know, immorality. You see, it says, I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men, and that's what happened. You know, when we were brought over here off them ships, you know, we had our heritage removed, beaten out of us, called by another name.
A good example of that is Gad. Now Gad, they had pretty much the whole land of America, and then over time, when after Esau came, they slowly got pushed off into the certain corners where they're at now, man. And now you don't look at them as being, you know, Israelites. They just a bunch of drunks.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Right. And the field represents the world. You know, if you look at Israelites everywhere, you know, they're on the bottom. You know, if you look at times in history, they had a caste called back in India, you know, I can't remember the caste system. Pretty much because they was big. They pretty
Yeah, it's called the Dalit.
Yeah,
Dalit.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So essentially anywhere in the world, you know, we're cursed people. You know?
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy
I
store.
can make a point just real quick on that too. It shows you that Jake, because they had their own form of rebellion, like over here with the Civil Rights Movement. You know, they had it over there in India. It showed them with Jake.
Deuteronomy 28, 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
With the basket, is pretty much going into your wallet, your money. You never have no money. It's going to Haggai 1 and 5 and 6. 1 and 6, you know. A bag with holes in it.
Yep.
You know, because they constantly got bills.
Yeah. Financial instability, man. That's Jake's Achilles heel.
Yeah, Drake is the most disenfranchised and financially illiterate out of all the people on the earth.
Go to dinner. They could borrow money from one credit line and pay another credit line. Yep. That's how bad it is.
That's real talk, man.
Deuteronomy 28, 18.
That's why the system is the pit, man.
Yeah.
This the trap. Because Esau constructed a whole system to keep Jake in perpetual sin and oppression, man.
Right.
Go ahead, Alan.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land.
Man, your body, your kids, your body's literally finished. You know what you own, you really don't own nothing.
The increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep.
Right. Going back to where it says Isaiah 62 and 8, it says, surely I would no more give thy corn to be meat for the enemies, for thine enemies, and the sons of the stranger shall not drink of thy wine, for the which thou hast labored, which pretty much goes into that abundance, and we're not going to get the stuff that we labor for, we're actually going to reap the benefits of that.
Yeah, because Jake's going to have wealth. You know? Jake's going to own the earth. You know? He's going to rule over the heathen.
Isaiah 60, where it said the nations are going to be bringing us their riches. Like our gates are going to be continually open.
Yep.
You know? Isaiah 62 and 9. But they that have gathered it shall eat it, and praise the Lord. And they that have brought it together shall drink it in the court of my Lord.
I thought that were someone on the drums.
From the top.
92 and 12.
Isaiah 62 and 9. But they that have gathered it shall eat it, and praise the Lord. And they that have brought it together shall drink it in the court of my holiness.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 92, and verse 12. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon.
And that cedar in Lebanon is likened to a particular status, preeminence, to where you got a superiority and you ultimately have a resource, control over the resources. Like the brother mentioned, all the nations are going to pretty much be tributary. They're going to bring us the best that they got.
It's a little bit more in here. Verse 13. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our power.
Fine, it said those that be planted, you know, because in order to be planted, somebody got to do it. It's the Lord that's going to do it. You know, not like the ancient Sakaris, you know, and in the present day Sakari, it's not going to be of any carnal means. It's going to be through the Spirit.
Yep. Verse 14. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing.
Going back to Isaiah 62 and verse 2, it said a new name. Because all of that's going to come with that new name, the restoration, the restorement of us as a people. You know, what do they call it? A reparation. You know, that's the true reparation.
You want to keep going in this?
No, that's pretty much it.
I had something right quick. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 9. For we are laborers together with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Ye are Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's husbandry. Ye are Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's building.
It's the elect. We are all laborers together, man. Brothers out here that's doing the work.
Yeah.
You know?
Straight to husbandry, because we're planting that seed of righteousness back into the earth, which is wisdom. I don't understand.
Now, I wanted to just get that definition of husbandry right quick, if I may. It says the care, cultivation, and breeding of crops and animals. At that point, crops, right? Because we have read in Psalms 92, right, that those that be planted in the house of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? And as the Quran has said, that's speaking of the elect, right? Being cultivated, right? Being nourished.
Yeah, by what? By the law, statutes, commandments.
Right.
Being brought back to righteousness. That's the cultivation. Right? That's how the Lord cultivated us. He gave us the way. You know? We go back to
Isaiah 62 and 10. Go through the gates. Prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up.
And that's what's going on now. That's by the way of the prophets. What are they doing? They're making way for Yahushua, this truth. Herod in the Lord. You know, it's like almost like we're making that pathway, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Cast up the highway, gather out the stones.
Hey, read that in NLT too after you get done.
It says, lift up a standard for the people.
Lift up a standard for the people. Hey, the standard is the word, man.
That's right.
And through that standard, we're showing our people, the elect, all right? The hopeful 1/3 out there, the way to go. This is the way walking in this life.
I'm about to say Isaiah 13.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and 2.
Yep.
Lift ye up a banner upon a high mountain.
I wish that word banner goes into the same thing as a standard, you know, a ensign, a flagpole,
Right.
something that the troops can rally to, you know, for safety. It's a safe point, you know.
Exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right, which goes back to the part where it says, prepare ye the way of the people. You know, because the scripture said, I think it's in Isaiah 30, you should hear a voice behind you, whether you turn to the right or the left. You know, say,
This is the way walking in it. I got you.
Yeah, this is the way you walk in.
This is the book of Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
which goes back to Isaiah 62, and I believe verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy wall. All right, walls is protection. All right.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left.
Right, that's why I said prepare ye the way. All right, that's that way.
Can I read a little bit more on this? Verse 22. Ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ornament of thy molten images of gold.
And that's what happened. Once the Lord opened our minds back up, got rid of the idols, came out of the church, stopped eating pork, crab, lobster, shrimp, stopped celebrating these wicked-ass pagan holidays, stopped getting lineups,
I'm putting our beards on.
stopped cutting our beards off, shaping it up. You know, it all tied into that, man. We put away all that. Go ahead, Al.
Thou shalt cast them away as a menstruous cloth.
Yeah, it was like a filthy menstruous cloth. We don't need to get into detail. Go ahead.
Thou shalt say unto it, get thee hence.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happens, man. The Lord put that spirit, the Lord put the spirit upon you, and you become a new man. You know?
Yep.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 1. Doth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice?
Because he said that wisdom crieth without. All right, going to the men of the Lord. Can we get Luke chapter 6 and Luke chapter 1 and verse 69?
This is the book of Luke chapter 1 and verse 69. I'll start at verse 68. Blessed be the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, power of Israel. For he hath visited and redeemed his people. He hath raised up an horn.
Going back to it said he has visited and redeemed his people. All right, the redemption coming back when Mashiach returns, you see, but then visited because you go to Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter, it talks about how the false prophets visit the people with the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So the Lord has returned the spirit and the knowledge to his men. You know?
Yeah. And that horn is representative of Yahweh Shai. And have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Right, that's how wisdom is crying without. That's how wisdom is, what is it?
Proverbs 8:1. Doth wisdom not cry? Doth not wisdom cry? And understanding put forth her voice.
All right, that's how understanding is putting forth her voice. All right, through the service of the prophet. That's right.
God.
Awesome. What's more on that?
Four more verses. Luke 1 and 71. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
Because ultimately the word is what frees us. Ultimately. I believe the scripture that goes into that.
John 8 and 32. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Proverbs 8 verse 2. She standeth in the top of high places.
All right, in the chief place of concord.
By the way, in the places of the paths. She crieth at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men.
Right, so this wisdom is going out, all right, in the busiest places of the city, and you can't go specifically just to the hood because every type of gate is in the main parts of the city. So everybody comes to the chief place of concord. Right.
Niggas ain't going to the hood. Niggas come out the hood to go somewhere.
Now, I'm not saying that it's not, like you said, come out the hood.
Right.
That scripture says go to the chief place of concord.
That's right.
They serve as a medicine custom to the Bible. Here's the city watchman. It says there were not only watchmen stationed on the walls to guard against approaching enemies, but there were others whose duty it was to patrol the streets of the city and preserve order. There are such cities today, and all persons found abroad after certain hours of the night, arresting those that are not able to give good account of themselves, and sometimes subjecting them to rough treatment.
That's not like history. That's ultimately what the elect is, man. We're the true people of the earth, man. And through the elect, all right, the rest of Israel will be brought back, and we'll all be peacekeepers for the whole earth and the kingdom. Isaiah chapter 62, verse 11. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the ends of the world. Say ye to the daughter of Zion.
So this word is going out to the end of the world, man. And that's via the unicorn, the internet.
Right.
Right? Go ahead.
Psalm 19.
Yep.
Say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. And they shall call them.
Say, behold, thy salvation cometh. You know, we pursuant to Romans 13th chapter, you know, the 11th verse on down, you know, goes to the salvation of the elect. You know, pretty much putting off the ways of the world. You know, because salvation is nearer than what we believe. You know, every day we wake up, you know, we're closer to salvation. Can we get? It was
Romans 10 and 18.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll start up at 16. Sure. Romans 10 and 16. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who have believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world.
His word has went out. It's continuing to go out. See, up into the family of the word. It's not going to be super accessible like it is now. You know?
Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come.
Right. So the gospel has gone out. You know, the good news. All right, the good news going into that we'll be saved out of this particular predicament that we're in. So sinning and going off against the Lord.
We there now, man. Esau's ready to take it all the way there now. He's coming with this. He's coming with the full blown oppression and draconian laws. This beast system, man. You got to verify your identity on every goddamn thing. You know, embedding the technology in your body. You see what I'm saying? You know, the MOTB, a new system of buying and selling, all that, man. Right. Your life is gonna be hell.
Isaiah 62, verse 11. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. And they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. That shall be called, sought out, a city not forsaken.
Right, a city not forsaken, you know. Could we get Romans 11 and verse 2? Because ultimately, again, the Lord is going to restore us as a nation, repair us. You know?
This is the book of Romans chapter 11 and verse 2. And the header of this chapter is God's mercy on Israel. Romans 11 and 2. Yahweh hath not cast away his people which he foreknew. What ye not what the scripture saith of Isaiah?
So the Lord never got rid of us as a people. You know, we were pretty much spread out to the four corners of the earth, you see, but the Lord never got rid of us as a people. The Lord has always been dealing with the nation of Israel. Because all other nations are likened unto spittle.
How he maketh intercession to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. Verse 4. But what saith the answer of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal.
Right here, for verse 12 is Abakar, I wanted to be elect, right? Because the Lord has always preserved the remnant. All right.
Verse. Where we go? Romans 11 and 5. Even so, then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
Right. Again, going to the elect. Right. The Lord is going to redeem the nation, and it's going to start with the elect. Essentially.
That's right.
The elect is returning back into the Lord and forsaking the ways of Esau, Edom, and Babylon the Great.
Yep. All that's happening through repentance.
Yeah.
Powerful. Can I get something right fast? Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 9. Just straight to the point. Except the Lord Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. You want me to go all the way up to 1?
That's Isaiah 1?
Yes, Isaiah 1.
You make your point.
Okay, kind of. No, I just wanted to, I'll start at 1, and then we break it down all the way to 9. Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
So like, ultimately going into it said nourished and brought up children because the Lord has always made sure that we was good as a people. All right, and also going into it, he gave us the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right. The way that was good to us. Verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
When you go into consider, ultimately it goes to the Hebrew word yadai, which means to know and to actually recollect. That's the word. Should we get that word?
Recollect.
Recollect. It's something.
It named those two animals because those are two of the most stubborn animals on the planet, man. And so they know who feeds and clothes them. But when you got our people, hey, they look at Buddha, Jesus, you know, Hindu god Shiva, all these different gods. They don't know who their power is. Man.
Yeah, those animals, they consider their master. You know, they know who their master is. But see, Jake ain't gonna consider it until death comes down.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Until the trouble, like the brother said, when these hunger pains really start to hit, we're talking about the famines, no more internet, the change in the use of money.
Yep.
You know, when shit is real, you know, that's when Jake won't really want to consider, but it's too late.
Right. If I could add to that point, these guys, as the scriptures tell us, are no gods.
Right.
They're only able to really thrive within a system that's based upon idol worship, because it's not real.
Because what it is they all go back to Satan.
Yes.
They're Satan called under different names.
Exactly.
You know? Because like you just said, these different gods, a lot of people call gods, they're nothing more than idols. Like the scriptures say, the gods of the nations are idols.
Yes.
You know? So what you just said, Jake will have to find out the hard way. Like what's that, Judges, that 10:13, about how the Lord said, go cry for them gods and see if they can save you when all hell break loose, man.
I can grab it right quick.
I'm shot.
Grab that for you right quick, bro.
Hey, our people gonna have to, like you said, like Papa just said, man, our people gonna have to find out the hard way, man. Hey, Jesus been looking down, watching you get your ass kicked for a fucking year, for hundreds of years now. When you gonna find out that nigga don't exist? And furthermore, how you gonna call on a God that's the same color as your oppressor? That makes no sense, man.
This is the book of Judges chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more.
That's why we've been captive to every nation.
Right.
Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen.
Right.
Let them deliver you in the time of your
Hey,
tribulation.
you know what's so funny? They're getting bound over there so bad. A lot of those Palestinians that was Muslim, they converted to Christianity.
Hey, but they did that when the event happened. Remember, Mecca was cleared out.
Yeah.
It was like shit. They supposed to be them. Then you had Elam. Hey, during the lockdown, they said that you had all of Elamites throwing their idols in the street and ran over by steamrollers.
I remember that. Yep. People are finding out.
The guys ain't real, man. But you got our people that have the true living God in their corner. They like, nah, I want to worship these other guys.
It's always been like that.
Hey, they always say that same in the world. The grass ain't green on the side, man. So you got to find that out.
You get that definition? Okay. Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 4. All sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward.
Right. Because if you go to Jeremiah 3 and 6, it talks about how Israel has one of every green tree, every high hill, roughly paraphrasing. And that word, it says, I believe it's a word for forsaken, but it goes into rebellion, shy, all right? It's pretty much, Jake has rebelled constantly, 2/3. Can we get Jeremiah 5 and 28 on the shot?
Yeah, and it said that Jake gone away backwards, right? Because dealing with the culture of so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics, nothing about their culture or whatever they subscribe to is righteous, man.
Right.
You know, it has nothing to do with the Lord.
Right.
You know, and that's why people are in this destructive state that they are. You know?
Yep. Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 28. They are waxing fat, they shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper.
Yeah, Jake out here, there's no order amongst Jake. They said they overpass the deeds of the wicked. Say a nigga do anything, man.
Right.
For some clout, for some likes, for some views, to get noticed.
Right. No integrity.
No integrity, man. You know, our people are out of there, man. You know, and this is we talking about all the tribes, man. All right? So-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanic, man. Right? You know, it's like the Lord's people is like on full display right now, man, being a whore.
Right.
You know?
Just like today. Hey, you got our people straight whore on the internet, man.
Yeah.
Straight up follow, man.
Right.
It's a little bit more, but Quan Walk got something to go.
Jeremiah 14 and verse 10. Thus saith the Lord unto his people, thus that have they loved to wander, they have not refrained their feet.
It said they love to wander. Jake loved to wander. Jake is a super Christian Muslim / atheist, right? With a little bit of Kemet on the side.
Yo, hold up.
You know what I'm saying?
Remember that Jake that walked past camp? The bug out, he was like, yo, but you gotta make sure that you worship God, Allah, and Buddha. I said, gosh, and them demons is fucking his head up.
They say he can't jump in the spirit.
They love it, but Jake loved to wander though. You know, Jake is all into whatever's trendy, whatever's in.
Right.
You know, madness, man.
You got more on that, bro?
Jeremiah 14 and 10. Thus saith the Lord unto this people, thus have they loved to wander. They have not refrained their feet. Therefore, the Lord doth not accept it.
Yep.
He will now remember their iniquity and visit their sins.
We in them times right now where the Lord is preparing to visit Israel, man, for all of the wickedness that is done in Jacob's trouble.
He is visiting other people, man. Jake been getting off like crazy, man.
Yep.
All types of horrific judgments.
Going back to the precept we brought out earlier, the lesson, Psalm 119, verse 126. It's time for you to go to work.
Right.
I want to get a little bit more in here in Jeremiah 5, if I may. Jeremiah 5 and 28 in the latter. And the right of the needy do they not judge. Verse 29, shall I not visit these things, saith the Lord Yahweh? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this?
You know, the Lord told you in Ezekiel the 7th chapter that he was going to visit you for your abomination. That whole chapter is going into the judgment of Israel. You know, but you can apply it to these current times we're living in as well, man.
Yep.
See?
Jumping back to Isaiah chapter 1 and 5. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint.
Right, the head represents Judah, all right, and the foot, Issachar. The whole nation, you know, is sick, you know, in need of healing.
Right. Let's go speak on the foot in verse 6.
It says, why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. And that's essentially because Jake has a super resilient spirit. Two birds got that resilient spirit, you know. Pursuant to that example, you know, you went to a jail, you know, Jake get comfortable in jail. He got TV, the commissary, make little tattoos up. So
right, Jake get complacent in all the wrong ways. It's like that zeal that Jake has to persevere gets misplaced, and it gets used in a sense of wickedness.
A good example that you have. With they say like fleas. You know, they say a flea can hop about like 40 feet up in the air. They say if you put a flea, I might be off of the dump, but anyway, it's certain height. But you put a flea in a jar and it goes to the lid. It goes to the lid, and then that flea will only jump as far as that lid you take it out. That's pretty much our people.
Yep.
Like glass ceiling, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. This is Isaiah 1 in verse 6. From the sole of the foot even unto the head there is no soundness in it.
And the word soundness goes back to you know, pretty much health. You know, what ultimately brings the health is the scripture.
Right.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened to us when we were disconnected from Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the result. What you see today. Right? Remember Jeremiah 2:21 said we went from a noble, holy right seed, a noble vine unto me, to a degenerate plant unto the Lord. Right? So we're in the midst of nothing but degeneracy, abomination, completely backwards. Right? Hey, niggas are at their worst. We see niggas screwing up raccoons and shit. Eating squirrels and possums. Right? The black woman got her ass all over the internet. And she's being glorified for it.
Bro, we're in a time when niggas is being exposed and being exposed, and nobody cares.
Come on, man. All this talk with these fucking prominent Judite men being on the DL and shit. Will Smith, all that madness.
Nobody bats an eye.
You know, that's some bullshit, man. Diddy.
But you know what they will bat an eye at is righteousness. That show you how warped in the scriptures say about that sickness, man. That's a sick mind. For you to think that this way of living is okay. As the old heads will say, it's a sickness. They will outright tell you, you got a mental disease. Continuing on, matter of fact, if I may get a quick precept on that soundness. Matter of fact, I'll grab it after finishing the latter of verse 6. Isaiah 1 and 6, but wounds and bruises and petrifying sores.
Yeah, that's the curses, man. That's the condition that our people are in the spirit, man.
Right.
It said wounds, petrifying sores, man. You look at the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanic. He's finished.
Right.
You know.
Right. And if I could add to that, right. We all remember that feeling of how we were before we got this truth. Like you felt that cut. You like, damn, like this shit ain't right. Like something isn't right. I can't figure out what it is because it's spirit. It's the spirit. You're not whole. You leaking.
That's why the scriptures say, could a brother get Romans 11, I think it's verse 6. Well, you always in that spirit of searching, because you know that it's not what's supposed to be doing.
Right.
Or in the world, you know it's not.
Right, you searching.
Romans 11, Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he's seeking for?
Because pretty much, every Jake knows that there's a higher power. Right. So every Jake is searching, whether that is, Islam or whatever Jake is into.
Having the zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
So ultimately, the elect is going to obtain, salvation, understanding of the scriptures. All right, 2/3 is going to be blinded.
Right.
Yeah, this truth is the true frequency, man. It's the right tune, man.
Right.
Jake, y'all into that stuff,
Romans 11 and 7 in NLT. So this is the situation. Most of the people of Israel have not found the favor of Yahweh Shai. They are looking for so earnestly. A few have the ones the Most High have chosen, but the hearts of the rest are hardened.
Yeah, exactly. That's why when you're dealing with an individual that doesn't necessarily know the truth right now, they're usually like combative, and they'll tell you that, look, God knows my heart. I have my truth. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's the type of because it said what it said, their minds were hardened. It also tells you in the scriptures that their conscience has been seared with a hot iron. Yep. Right? So really, Jake is stuck in his ways, you know what I'm saying? Whatever Jake is going to believe in, that's what it is. It's like you're not going to change that.
Right. The Lord gave them over to that spirit.
He did.
Pursuant to Isaiah 6 and 9.
Right.
He got that angel that's blocking them,
Right.
closing up the ears, holding their eyes to where they can't see or hear this word.
Exactly. And when a person's like that, it's usually, there's no reasoning with that person.
Right.
You can't reason with an individual like that because, yeah, like Christians, exactly, like Christians, man.
It can't make no sense.
They don't want to hear the precepts and the breakdowns. You can't reason with them. Their mind is made up already.
They was programmed like that. Their mind was literally programmed to where they're not going to deviate from this farce that they find themselves worshiping and living and believing to actually find the truth. Because the Lord don't want them in that.
This is the book of 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaking expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith,
Yep.
giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Yeah, like them niggas I was talking about, the Lord named Graham Cracker Gamal, with a Barbaro with a bag of menthol. That shit was crazy, bro. But that, hey, but the Lord gave us an example of that. And that some would depart from faith and give heed to seducing doctrines of devils, man. Where the hell that come from, man? Come on, man. That earthly names and heavenly names. Jake was losing his mind. He is losing his mind. Go ahead.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy,
Yep.
having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Right, the point, having a conscience seared with a hot iron, man. You got that demon pretty much embedded in you, man. You stuck in your ways. You gonna believe until the missiles drop that God loves everybody. That's how the Lord got you programmed, right?
Yep.
You gonna believe that everybody can make it on earth, all right? When those missiles hit, man.
Wow.
Right?
That concept doesn't even make sense. If God loves everybody, why do people not? Why is there a hell for you?
Right.
God got a set of laws, and you break them, and you don't repent, you don't acknowledge your offense, you're gonna be like, I fuck you.
But the law, but to them, the law did away with it.
But if God loves everybody, why do you repent then?
Great question. Great question, brother. God. Isaiah chapter 1 and 6 in the latter. But wounds and bruises and petrifying sores, they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
Right, with the true ointment, the true mollifying is the true scripture.
Yeah,
Right.
that's heavy, man. That shows you that the other doctrines and philosophies leave Jake wounded, man. They leave
Right.
him, they leave him gashes still open on him,
That's why you says upon Jacob played fucking religion patty cake. They one thing today, the next day they another thing. Because when in my scripture for that word ointment, it says oil. So they don't have that healing ointment. If I could get another precept to go along with that verse. Hosea chapter 6 and 1. Come and let us return unto the Lord Yahweh. For he hath torn and he will heal us.
How you doing, man?
He hath smitten and he will bind us up. And that's the point, man. Jake has to come to the grips of the fact that they were the ones that broke the covenant that they established with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And in turn for that, they were subjected to curses that they can't break unless they turn back from the way that they find themselves going in. Okay? And the only power that can heal you is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because he's the one that, as it said, had torn you and smitten you. He got the remedy for your pain and he laid on your ass. And until you get that healing from him, you're going to stay in that position of being sick.
And the Lord's so cold with it, it tells you in Hosea 5:15, he's waiting for you to come to him.
Yeah.
You know? And like you said, Jake doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that it was on us. And that we went off, man.
Right.
They think the Lord was just wicked because he threw us like this. No.
Right.
We moved the Lord to anger, like it says in Baruch 4.
And showing you the nasty ass pride of our people, you'll have people that they'll be like, I can't serve a God that would do that. Nigga, you the one that caused the problems.
But that's like with the women of today. The women of today get caught in bullshit and then try to make it like it's your fault.
Right. Gaslight.
She got caught cheating. Well, you drove me into his arms. You would never know, bitch, you was off. Like Joe Smith wife. That demon, man.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
I got something real quick. Isaiah 43 and 28, it says, Therefore, I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary and have given Jacob to the curse and Israel to the reproaches, man. So the Lord did this, man. He said he says, I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary, man. That's the people. It says, and I've given Jacob to the curse and Israel to reproaches. And we're in a time now where this is the time where we're repenting and we're coming back to Yahweh Shai by what? Confessing our sins, acknowledging our offense, calling on Yahweh Shai,
Jumping back to that Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 7. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers.
There's the heathen in that land. Right. Amalek, who was Esau, Edom, Ishmael, and Elam,
Everybody but us.
Esther chapter 8, verse 6, it reads, "For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come unto my people? Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kinsmen?"
That's essentially the estate of the nation right now. So Dick doesn't even care. That's why it goes back to this point right here. It says your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devoured, and your presence. You see, so Esau and these heathen is doing it in Dick's presence. He don't even bat an eye. He doesn't consider. Going back to the third verse.
We're stuck in
These
the
devils have the biggest gay parade ever in the world in your land. If you don't feel any type of way about it, at least you know. Our people are disconnected.
They're caught up in the rat race, man. They think that this is it. This is all they see.
Right.
Isaiah chapter 1 and 8. "And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except the Lord Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah."
Lord didn't leave a remnant, the elect. Ultimately will be destroyed. Because when you go into the word Sodom, it's Saddam, which means to burning. All right, and they was burning with lust, and they also was burned, the Irish. And then also Gomorrah, Imarah, I can't remember that goes. But pretty much both of those cities was destroyed.
I'll pull up.
You got it.
I'm pulling up right now.
Yeah, see, the importance of that remnant, the elect, is crucial. It said we would have been like Sodom and Gomorrah, and look how that applies today. If there was no remnant now, we would be like you see this shit in the world.
Got it right here. This is the word for Imarah or Gomorrah. H60:17. It says Gomorrah submersion, which it was submerged in fire. It was destroyed. Yep.
When the wickedness brought fire. Same thing in this time.
Scripture tell you what's that Isaiah, I think chapter 3, when it says that Sodom and Gomorrah, it would be better, for this place than Sodom and Gomorrah. But to paraphrase another one said that Sodom and Gomorrah was an example of what not to be like that. Say the Lord, let it be known, he rained fire down from heaven, man. Destroyed that land. All right? Same thing what happened when you look up what happened to Pompeii. They call Pompeii Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. And the Lord rained fire down from heaven, that volcano. So what makes you think of America, Babylon the Great, not going the same way?
Right. The scripture referred to America, Babylon the Great, in Revelation 11 as spiritual Sodom.
Come on, man.
That's a forewarning of the judgment that's to come.
And let's give you an example how this is spiritual Sodom. When you go into that hell, that story of Lot, those people burned so much in that lust, they wanted to told Lot, you don't allow us to have a way with the angels. They're not a bit, but they say who's going to do worse to him than what they was going to do to the angels, man. They was trying to beat his door down, man. And what's the pride of America? When Barack Obama passed the okay for all states to allow the marriage, they put out a newspaper article that said that God, they demanded a apology from God for what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah.
Pride in it.
That's what the Lord about to do in this place. Psalms 58 and 7. It says, let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces, man. And that's what the missile's going to do, man, to this place. Verse 8. Exactly, it says verse 8. Psalms 58, verse 8, it says, as a snail which melteth, as a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman that may not see the sun. So it's pretty much it's a done deal, man.
America's famous steel.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to stop. Stop on your pot. Hey, Lord's will. That was a beautiful application of the spirit. Well, I don't want to stop. I thought you have to like Suave. Lord's will, y'all. Good night. You're going to close it out with saying,
Call I am Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKakodash.
Hey, double honor to the elders, apostles, great verse on the first as well. Much respect to you, bros, and they're pushing the truth with our righteousness and sincere for the walk of
Shalom.
Shalom.
Check it.